You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, movies, TV, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now your host. My name's Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. It's a great bit. See how you follow that up after last week?
It's a long game. It's a long game.
Those true listeners will get it. A real one.
Welcome back.
I know. I went on a trip. Let me tell you about it.
Challenge your imagination to come alive and to battle with the creatures of Dungeons and Dragons.
52!
You shot my battleship.
I got a bingo! What do I win?
It's Operation the Wacky Doctor's game where you're the Wacky Doctor. Battery coming through.
My turn.
Shall we play a game?
Like, I can tell you, I put my life wanting to be able to just point at somebody and have them hit a button.
That may be the greatest thing that ever happened.
I can't believe that the arrow was on the right thing.
You are on your toes, sir. You are on your
It was
toes.
amazing. Either that, if it wasn't already on it, the dexterity you have to one finger click that.
You know, because I know you don't want to edit later.
That's right.
So you have to have those kind of lightning fast skills
Gotta be
to be
on
able
your
to
toes.
do this.
You're not cutting all this out? Oh, that was great. Sorry, you should have been here, people.
We don't edit anything.
I went to Gen Con. Mm-hmm. It's great.
Gen Con, is that the biggest 4 days in gaming? Or
It is. Wow. Yes.
He's on it.
I think you're right. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana, and this is our 5th straight year of going. And this year, a friend of ours, Eric, got to go with us for his first time, so it was kind of cool to let him see how big a production it is. It's huge.
Was it at Lucas Oil again?
It's everywhere, yeah. I mean, yes, there's games on the field. I mean, there's just...
Yeah.
He played a demo over there in Lucas Oil Stadium and had lunch over there and things. I mean, they get bigger and bigger every year. We had an awesome time. I always think, what could I possibly need? You know, I mean, I go every year, and of course I post the obligatory loot picture of all the stuff I bought, but I don't know how I get to that point. Like, how I can only get so much stuff. I didn't buy a game.
I was going to say, is it a lot of, just giveaway stuff at different booths?
No, not really.
No swag?
Oh, you got to get the swag.
Yeah, I don't want to carry around all the garbage. That's what that word is. Swag is garbage.
Swag is stuff we could give away.
Yeah. You want this Pennyworth poster? No, but I didn't buy a single game. I just buy stuff for RPGs, Dragon Age, Dungeons and Dragons, all that jazz. And there was plenty of that. I mean, I bought tons of books and minis and terrain and things that, I've been just building up the stockpile. And I use all these books. Like, I have stacks of books. I need a bookcase so bad. But I've just stacks
Well,
and
you
stacks
got,
of,
like, a whole thing going on
that's
here.
got full of games. I need a bookcase.
You need a bigger kitchen then if we're going to, start adding bookcases.
Well, it's going to go in the living room. But I've got a ton of books, but I use them all. So it's not like I'm just getting them on a whim. I go and reference all these books constantly for ideas and things. And so...
Yeah, you seem to be pretty strict with paring stuff down. Like, if it's not getting use, it's on to eBay and away we go.
Anyway, so I got a ton of stuff that I wanted. I was going to say needed. Wanted. And I've been getting to play with them all week. Getting things ready for future sessions. of our game. I got to play that I've always said Time Stories is a great board game I like. We got to demo the new system that's going to be called Time Stories Revolution, and they had a demo that was just a demo. It's not going to be one of the actual scenarios, called Damien, and we played that, which was a lot of fun to see how it worked.
You should make one of those videos like you made before Time Story.
Oh yeah.
You're going to wish you hadn't asked that, Cliff.
Yeah, really, I should. Yeah, I'm just going to give you the same line.
I'm still trying to master it.
Yeah. We got to go to Critical Role Talks Mecca show, which, is just an RPG group, the biggest RPG group on YouTube and Twitch, and that was fun. We got to play in some RPGs. We played Modern Age and 13th Age and The Expanse RPG, which there's a show called The Expanse. Is it on Sci-Fi? Does that sound right? Which, it's a sci-fi show. I haven't watched a ton of it, but a lot of people like it. And it's now... Is it just on Prime now, or was it still on Sci-Fi? I thought it was... I think it was one of those that got canceled.
Sci-Fi canceled. There was a writing campaign and somebody...
Well, anyway, Green Ronin did a RPG based on it, so we got in a session for it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a very sci-fi out in space RPG, which was a nice change, and we just had a great time. It was a great trip. Just threw money everywhere. It's just like, it's so expensive to go do anything, but it was worth it.
Is there any kind of touristy stuff you're able to do in town, or is it all you just don't have time?
You just don't have time. Yeah. I mean, when you're not playing a game, either at the convention or at your hotel, you are out in the exhibit hall, and depending on how meticulously you look at a booth, it could take you all day to get from one end to the other. It's enormous. And yeah, I never even made it over to Lucas Oil. Just tons of stuff. But, and then you got to eat. And plus, I worked midnight, so I was up half the night. I didn't sleep good any night. So,
yeah.
But it's a trip I look forward to every year.
Rich Somner.
He was there.
You guys didn't have a conversation?
No, I didn't run into him.
Friend of the podcast?
Yeah, did not run into him. But
any other big names in the gaming world?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if anybody listening knows who anybody is, but Chaz Marler, I saw him. Rodney from Watch It Played. All the Dice Tower peeps were there, and just, I mean, you can go talk to any of them. There's one there. They don't think of themselves as celebrities or anything.
Unlike us.
Yeah.
They don't have their own cons.
I saw them trying to talk to me. A couple of them nervously stood nervously stood off to the side. I could tell they were looking at me, wanted to say hi, but...
So did you have like a spreadsheet itinerary?
Sorry.
We have fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you also had fun.
Yeah. Good time.
Tickets booked for next year already? It's like Disney, when Cliff goes to Disney, you got to book tickets ahead of time.
Before you check out of the hotel, you book another for next year.
They don't. They always start selling them in January. So, but I'm definitely going to go again next year. It's always a good time.
Well, because you were out of town, we missed a week of our trivia game.
Yeah, I thought I was going to hear all about how you guys did, and you didn't even go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's explain a little.
I kept trying to remember where I was why we didn't go, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so there's a local bar establishment here in downtown Marietta.
Over the Moon Pizzeria.
Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 different places that have trivia. But this is the one we go to. It seems to work out.
This is the Ka-Pow trivia of choice.
Yeah.
I guess.
Paskies, Sports, and More put this one on. And you've known these people a while?
I know Karen.
You went to school with
her kids went to school with my kid.
Okay.
And they do a good job. They ask questions. I think we usually have them frazzled by the end of the night. We were discussing...
Well, that's half our game plan.
Yeah.
The strategy is to have the people reading the questions doubting themselves by the end of the night.
Yeah, it always
And
starts
afraid
out,
to even talk because
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I think this is the right way.
They're always super hyped and happy when it starts, and by about halftime, they have had enough. There's definitely will have already been at least once that was yelled, "Seth!" through the microphone.
And then the marital problem starts.
Yeah,
and
then they're bickering.
There's
'cause
like this weird passive-aggressive marital
He didn't
problems.
word a question right. And it's great. That's really the whole. What was Statler and Waldorf going on? Anyway, it's a good time. And
last year they did a basically a tournament that ran through all summer, and
Right.
we didn't go very regularly. But this year we've tried to stay on top of it a little bit more. So we currently took over the first place, even missing 2 weeks in a row. We just took over first place.
I decided
in the
that may
rankings.
be to our advantage because I overheard them say that they drop your 2 lowest scores and then they must average the rest. And we probably had a couple low scores, but if you go a lot, you're gonna have more than a couple
Yeah.
low scores.
Yeah.
So we may just we're hitting the sweet spot there. So yeah, we went in. We were in second. I wasn't even expecting to be on the board, and then we left in first.
And there have been themes all summer. So one week was all about music trivia. 1 week was all like video games and gaming trivia. They've done a couple movie trivia, which was the last week's was movie trivia. And Cliff, there were 3 separate questions about Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were not there to help.
We must have some connection because I saw you guys were going, and then I had the thought, well, maybe I should just show up, and I was like, nah, they got it. It's no,
You should have been there.
no big deal. But it didn't matter.
We
won
appreciate
anyway,
your
but-
confidence in us.
Yeah, yeah.
The first question, which we ended up getting, asked which Frozen character likes warm hugs.
Well, Olaf loves warm
So
hugs.
neither of us had seen it, but through powers of deduction,
Yeah.
we
Well,
assumed
I never
it
said
was the snow.
I hadn't seen
Oh,
it.
you'd seen it?
I watched it for our animated list.
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
wanted
okay.
to be well versed.
Okay.
And I didn't love it, but we did.
Well, you weren't super confident in the answer.
Well, I
As
didn't
someone
remember. I
who
don't
has
remember
actually seen
anything
it.
about the warm hugs from watching the movie, but we did figure out it's got to be the snowman.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like round 1, easy question.
Yeah.
Later on, they gave us multiple choice, asking which fake name Ursula gives. To, I don't know what she tried to seduce
In The Little
guy.
Mermaid.
or-
when she turns into a human to interfere with Ariel and Prince Eric's
Sure,
relationship.
right,
Sure,
right.
sure, of course.
And one of the answers was Violet, and us know, well, she's purple.
Is she purplish?
So we went with Violet.
Was that it?
She's not Grimace.
Well, the other ones didn't have any clue. They all
think
start with V, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it's Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, Eric, take Vanessa to be your lawfully wedded wife for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
I don't remember what the third choice was, but anyway, we missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we.
But we only bet 1 point.
Yeah.
That was we were 1 point
on
behind.
a multiple choice question, we were so not confident. We only risked 1 point. And the final big money, the question that determines the whole thing.
Yeah, we were in 4th place going into
Yeah,
the
the
last
final question, you can bet however many points you want. And it said in 2010.
Have you told him this question?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, so we got it.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't get it,
Uh-oh.
wow.
Pressure's
So
on.
2010, Toy Story 3 was nominated for Best Picture.
Okay.
It was the 3rd animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture. What were the first 2?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
Right. What year was Beauty and the Beast? 91?
Yeah, 1991, yeah.
Okay.
What was the second one?
So we were thinking, I knew Beauty and the Beast because that's,
Right.
that's a known,
Yeah,
it's
it was
yeah,
the
question.
first.
Right, it's the
Yeah,
first
it
ever.
was the first.
And I assumed, we kind of narrowed it down to Pixar.
Yeah.
Thinking it was probably after they expanded the Best Picture to 10 movies, because we couldn't think of any other movie that would have been one of the top 5, because it used to just be 5 nominations. So we kind of narrowed it down to Pixar, but we still weren't 100% positive.
I do not know the other one.
He's telling you it's Pixar.
I know. But I'm running down through the list.
Right.
And it had to be...
Pre-2010.
Yeah.
This is good content.
Yeah,
I do
this is
like it. I
silence.
do like him sweating
Silence.
it out. Put in
No.
sweating sound.
Yeah.
Well, basically, you're just going to have to take a guess.
Is it 2009? Was it a 2009 movie?
We're not going to tell you that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was Up or if it was Finding Nemo.
Well, if we put a gun to your head and you had to pick one, what do you say?
Now, see, I thought if he had been there, we wouldn't have had to sweat this at all.
Right.
But
Now I'm kind of glad he wasn't there.
Yeah, see? It's a good thing I didn't show up. And this was for Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Justin screaming at
I know. I want to say it's Up, but I think that's
Good job. We'll just stop you while you're right.
Okay.
Yep. Beauty and the Beast and Up.
Okay.
And then Toy Story 3.
sense.
So we doubled our points, went from 4th to 1st, and left on a high note. Want another pizzas? We can go back and eat that. That's what you win is food.
Yeah, so last time we got 3rd place and just got cheesy bread, which nothing to sneeze at.
I can't live on cheesy bread,
but
though.
we need more than the bread. We got to get 1st or 2nd place to get
we
a
need
pie.
the meat lovers.
Yeah.
Ka-Pow doesn't live on cheesy bread alone.
That's right. So anyway, we have a good time.
Yeah.
So come on down. Come challenge us if you're from Marietta area.
Yeah, Jesse.
Be our trivia pals. Because that other team has like 14 players.
Oh, these people have a million. We go in there with you know it frustrates them that we'll only have 2 or 3 people and they have like a table.
So come join our team. Join the
we can have more
Armada.
people, trust me.
We'll share our pizza and our cheesy bread.
No, settle down. We'll give you a chair.
We'll give you a magnet. Thanks for losing to us.
Here's a Pennyworth poster. Okay.
All right, so
that was a lot of gaming.
Yeah, quick jaunt over to animation.
Autobots, roll out.
A lot of recognizable themes there.
I like that one.
Just had a quick couple things on animation, couple series. Young Justice, DC Universe. If you have that app, you can watch that. Back for season 3. This is the first season they've done specifically for DC Universe. The first 2 seasons were on Cartoon Network.
Are they doing one every Friday like the live action shows, or do they drop a couple?
They dropped a few episodes at a time there for a while, and then like halfway through the season there was a big like hiatus. Like weeks and weeks and weeks went without a new episode, which I didn't care for because I was keeping up with it. And then we hit this big long period where there was nothing new to watch, which got me out of the season. And by the time it came back on, I was just like, okay, I'll finish it up or whatever. But I wanted to mention it real quick because I really love season 1 and 2, especially the second season. And then, it was so highly acclaimed. The fans, made such a big deal for years and years about bringing this back.
What's the reason some people subscribe to this?
It is.
They love the show that much.
And this season is called Young Justice Outsiders. So it mostly focuses on some new characters to the show. There's a newer character called Halo. Forager. It's a new take on Forager from the New Gods. They've brought in Cyborg. And then Geoforce, which is a traditional Outsiders character. And it's pretty much their origin story for the most part. It's a very diverse cast this year. We see a lot of the team members from the first 2 seasons are now older. Aqualad Calder has become, he's moved on. He's become the new Aquaman in this series. And he is now the new leader of the Justice League. And Batman kind of organizes he gets a lot of the traditional members to resign because Lex Luthor in the series is like, he's not president, but he's like Secretary of Defense or something like that. The big plot of the season is a metahuman teen illegal trafficking thing that's happening. Okay. So they're creating they're activating the meta gene in teenagers and then trying to use them for nefarious purposes. And then the team who has always operated, the younger Teen Titans type heroes, have always been operating off the books, more or less. They're doing missions that the high-profile Justice League can't do because everybody knows them, is the premise of the series.
If you have a problem and you can find them, maybe the Teen Titans can help.
That's right. But they never call themselves the Teen Titans. But this year, Beast Boy takes it upon himself to he's had enough. He's had enough, and he's decided he's going to form his own team.
Despite all obstacles, you're both making a difference. But something is missing.
Okay, I'll bite. What?
A public version of the team. Young heroes rebelling against the system to fight the good fight in clear view.
No, we do not put those kinds of targets on our underage heroes. That is what the Justice League is for.
The League can't do what we need because you're playing on the Light's game board. Have you seen the headlines lately? Lex Luthor's grip on the United Nations. The public fear of metahumans. Meta-teen trafficking. Bad guys like Granny Goodness and Baron Bedlam are capitalizing on all of it. We've lost the hearts and minds of the people we're trying to protect. Demagogues and fearmongers have caused folks to give up on the heroic ideal, the reason the Justice League was formed in the first place.
Great. Now I'm thoroughly depressed.
Don't worry, I've got you covered. See, we're gonna break the rules the League can't. We're gonna connect with people in ways that can't be blocked by governments. We're gonna quiet the fears of the public, terrified by the metagene generation. And we'll do it all by inspiring that generation. Because we are them. Raised alongside them in the fallout of a scary metahuman world. We can be the heroes that empower them to conquer their fears.
And he recruits, it's Beast Boy, Wonder Girl, the new Kid Flash, which is the Bart Allen character, and the Blue Beetle.
And together, we're gonna start a revolution. A small one, anyway.
You have given us much to consider.
No, we haven't. Get on board or get out of the way.
We've all heard the story.
You guys built this team?
It's time to take it to the next level. Are you sure you're ready for this kind of spotlight?
Green skin. Can't hide.
The reach out of me 2 years ago. Kid Flash is out too, for back in Wally's day. Public doesn't always get that I'm a different guy. Plus, I never really grokked the whole secret ID thing anyway. You?
Markovia and the world already know what I have become. Now I want to show them who I have become.
And there was no way I was gonna let this be a no-girl squad.
The group needed a little color.
Hey, brown skin here.
Might as well be blue skin with that faceplate.
They out themselves and say, we're the outsiders. We're here to do stuff that the Justice League, the government won't let the Justice League do.
That's a great battle cry.
Yeah.
We're here to do stuff.
I'm sure everybody stands around and listens.
It's pointed towards a younger generation where it's all about hashtags and cell phones and live streaming and stuff like that. So immediately the new hashtag "We Are All Outsiders" becomes a big thing in the story. But it's just okay. This season it's okay. It didn't do much for me except for one thing: the return of El Dorado. Ooh. We get a teenage El Dorado.
Dios mío.
Which was a character from the Super Friends. That's the only place I ever knew him from. You never quite knew what his powers were, other than Michael used to always call him the Mexican Superman. But he's in there.
He had the cowlick, like the.
No, he has kind of I don't know. It's just a mess on top. Like it's
just a mess.
Yeah. So, in fact, I didn't even realize that, the character till the last few episodes that's El Dorado. Like, he's been in, but they didn't give him a name or whatever. So, he joins the team. But, yeah, season 4 is coming up down the road. I'm hoping it's a little better. This one just didn't do it for me. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about that I watched was She-Ra and the Princesses of Power seasons 2 and 3 on Netflix. Okay, this is a DreamWorks. I think we talked about when season 1 had come out, but this is a DreamWorks production. Same company that did Voltron on Netflix that we love. Best Marvel movie animated. Yeah, and this is really getting a lot of good reviews. Kids seem to like it. In fact, Universal Studios now has a live, they have a person that dresses up as She-Ra now. You can do meet and greets in the parks with. So I hadn't realized that she'd become that popular again. But this is the series as a whole, the anime inspired animation doesn't do much for me. I've talked about that before. It doesn't look that good, but the story, the character development is where it hits on this show. It's all about inclusion, finding, the She-Ra character finds a new family with these her two best friends, and it's not just like, oh, something bad happens, nobody can take care of it but She-Ra, and she comes in and saves the day anymore like the old show. It's much more, it's a team. The princesses have to do it together for a lot of
working moms.
Yeah, like working moms. So my favorite thing about this show is She-Ra starts out as a bad guy, right? Adora is kidnapped as a baby by Hordak and the Horde.
How big is this baby?
And
a small baby?
Just a little baby in this one. She becomes a big girl when she turns into She-Ra. Yeah. But Adora is raised in the Fright Zone by Hordak and his evil minions to become a leader in the Horde, right? But then she meets Princess Glimmer, and she meets Bo, the guy with the bow and arrow, and and they become best friends. She decides she's going to go fight for the rebellion, becomes She-Ra, finds the sword and all that stuff. But in doing that, she abandons her best friend, this Catra character from the original series, and they're best friends, and then she switches sides, and there's this whole resentment from Catra, and it's a very frenemy type it's the most, as far as cartoons go, it's the most realistic frenemy jealous type relationship I've ever seen. Like, they really do a great job portraying these two. And what
many preteen girls can probably relate to.
Exactly.
Someone who's a good friend today and will talk about you behind your back.
And as you grow older and you grow apart and you find new friends.
The Horde ain't what it used to be.
That's right. The Fright Zone ain't what it used to be.
Carly, stay in your room. We're not going to the Fright Zone.
It's not TV Land adult. But yeah, it emphasizes necessity also of taking action no matter what kind of power or situation you're in. Portrays magic as fallible and dependent on, the magic wielder's determination, basically. Okay. So that's a big thing in the series. It also it's very diverse. Let's just say it was nominated for a GLAAD award. Okay, so this has been a big hit with the LGBTQ community as a whole. In this second season, Bo's two dads are introduced as they're historians, and then in the third season, Adora herself develops a crush on this Huntera character she meets. This large lady, big lady.
Is she a hunter?
She's not so much a hunter, but she is an outcast in the desert area, and so that's a whole storyline. So yeah, I mean, it's really good. She-Ra, I know it sounds silly. I told my own daughter, I said, you really need to finish this series. It's really good. I think you would get a lot out of it. So
it's a bunch of lovey-dovey millennial bullcrap. And you're brainwashing her.
Yep, that's right.
Why do we need to learn lessons and think about things?
We don't want to change or get woke.
Punch people.
Yeah. No, it sounds good.
When you talk about Bo, I was imagining Bo Duke.
It's a different
and
show.
then talking about Bo's two dads, and I had a whole spinoff of...
Yeah. I was thinking of that sitcom, My Two Dads.
Yeah. So I'm imagining Bo Duke hanging out with my two dads.
Right.
Why not?
Okay. We had a request for a one...
We get those?
For a one job.
One job forever?
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
You tossers! You had one job to do!
Yeah, we were traveling to Gen Con, and I don't even remember how his name came up, but when it did, Eric said, "Hey, let's do one job on Woody Harrelson." I seriously can't remember how he had come up, but he did, so that's what we're doing. And I really had a hard time off the top of my head thinking of what it would be, so we're going to go through his catalog.
Yeah, I don't have an immediate one that jumps to mind. I like him and everything, but I can't think of one job.
Right. I see. One job. So I'm going to list some off here as I go through. The Cowboy Way, Kiefer Sutherland. Play It to the Bone. He's a boxer. I always start out with the crappiest stuff here.
Well, he was Woody on Cheers.
Well, yeah, that was the first thing we named when we were talking about it, and decided that can't be his one job. Like,
we haven't voted. Maybe it is. We don't know that.
He's got to have done something better than that. He was LBJ. Let's see, Money Train. Remember old Money Train with Wesley Snipes? Apparently he was in Doc Hollywood, but I don't remember him being in there. The Messenger was a drama from a few years ago with Ben Foster. I remember he was in the military. Ed TV with Matthew McConaughey. Indecent Proposal. I remember that. Robert Redford, Demi Moore. He was the husband, which I was, all right. People versus Larry Flint. I never even saw.
Yeah, I saw that
recently in The Highwayman with old Kevin Costner. Out of the Furnace, 999, 7 Pounds, Anger Management. I don't remember him having a huge part in any of those. Okay, Thin Red Line. He was one of many. 7 Psychopaths again. War of Planet of the Apes. A little bigger role in that. He was in that Catching Fire, Hunger Games movies, all of them.
Yeah.
Probably one he is most known for would be Zombieland.
That's kind of what came to my mind first, maybe because of the trailer just for Zombieland too. Just
he was in Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
A good movie from a couple years ago. He played like a teacher or guidance counselor on the age of 17. I think you would like that, Cliff. With Haley Steinfeld. It was good. Bigger movie I remember him being a major part of was Natural Born Killers. Oliver Stone, many years ago. My top 3, I would say. Well, one of them is just because the movie is so good. No Country for Old Men. He was in that, but he has a very minor role. The 2 things I could think of that I like with him in it were 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri from a couple years ago. He was really good in. And White Men Can't Jump. I always liked that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember thinking him and Wesley Snipes were funny together, and it was good. What are you guys thinking of?
He seems much more a supporting actor than a
star. I expected to find something in there that I had forgot about.
He's one of the most famous people in the world, but he's not a marquee
he's
name in the
character
title.
Actor more. He just shows up to add some flavor.
And I'll tell you, from knowing him first from Cheers, imagining it like you know, he played the dumbest man alive.
But he was the same character. He just basically replaced Coach.
Right.
He was the same character.
You know, to go from that to Natural Born Killers was like, wow, okay, so this guy does have some range. Like,
yes.
I don't know that I would have picked him for the whole cast of Cheers still to be in big blockbuster movies.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah.
He probably had the best career of anyone on that show.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, John Ratzenberger's making a fortune off of Pixar.
Pixar coin.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
But I White Men Can't Jump I never liked that movie.
Okay.
It frustrated.
I like it.
I was probably, I don't know, what year was that?
90.
Yeah.
I got 91.
I wasn't that old, and it just frustrated me.
92.
I hated that they kept, the money kept getting blown, and like they never came out on top. Like I thought they, like one of those feel-good sports movies.
I feel like today, the commentary, like the racial commentary they were kind of sprinkling in there, would hold up. Like I think it might, if you watched it a different light, it would be like, I think it would hold up for as long ago as it is.
Did you list all the movies or?
No.
On a good one.
I listed the ones I had heard of.
Okay.
Oh wait, there is one more that I did see, the Kingpin.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big one. And he was a big role in that.
Yeah, I did see The People versus Larry Flint, and my opinion, but he's actually very good in that. And I mean, that's a starring role for him.
Yeah.
Like that one stands out for me.
Okay.
Are you going to pay the $10,000 that I ordered?
Your Honor, I'd like a moment
No,
with my client.
I don't need a moment. It is my right, under the freedom of the First Amendment, to protect my sources.
Listen. Don't do anything.
Hey,
Just let me talk.
shut up. Relax, Alan, relax. Mr. Flint, is that an American flag you have on there, sir? I have fashioned this American flag into a diaper because if you're going to treat me like a baby, I'm going to act like one.
He gives Larry Flint some, you kind of feel for him. You understand where he's coming from because, he's a scumbag pornographer with, he's hard-headed and obstinate and crass. But, this performance, he's fighting for the First Amendment and for freedom of speech. And, he gave that movie, everything that movie was based on his performance.
Right. Yeah. So that stands out for me. I liked him in Solo. Zombieland is a movie that, if I run across it, I'll stop and I'm gonna sit there and watch it.
I feel like the sequel is coming way too late. It feels like a 10-year-old movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he was fine in it, but I could never put that's his thing. That's going to go as his one. I mean, that's the whole point. This has to represent him. Yeah, and that's where I have to be picky here about what you.
Yeah, I'm leaning pretty hard at Larry Flint and Kingpin right now.
I would definitely recommend Out of the Furnace if you haven't seen it.
I have seen it. That's good.
It's Christian Bale, set in Pittsburgh.
But I don't remember him in it.
He is the villain, and he's terrifying.
Okay, I barely remember
he's
that part.
Kind of a Midwestern. You don't think of the mafia or the mob or whatever, but he's got crimes going on, and he's making sure you don't get in the way of his crimes. So he's very scary in that movie.
Yeah. Okay.
In a way. Maybe, I don't know, Natural Born Killers, I saw it one time and just never felt like I needed to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
I could throw a vote for this because that is, it was his face on the poster.
It's iconic.
Mickey and Mallory, it was the image, I saw it one time and images are still seared in my brain. I can picture scenes.
I agree. I've never watched it again because it was so, it's so much.
Yeah, not that it, I was queasy or whatever, but I got what it was saying.
Yeah, it's just a meal. I don't necessarily want to eat again.
I could vote for it, but I couldn't say it's my favorite performance. But
that's not a Ka-Pow pick for us. Yeah. I lean right now. I'm leaning. White Men Can't Jump.
What you don't realize is that it ain't easy. It is hard damn work making something this pretty look like a chump or a geek. So I must be doing it for a reason.
Well, you got me convinced, whatever the reason may be.
Fact is, I missed this shot. I'll walk away. I'm still a chump.
go ahead and walk away.
But you miss, and you've been beat, well, not once, but twice by a slow, white, geeky chunk.
Or Kingpin, I would accept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Kingpin's very good.
If nobody else is feeling White Man Can't Jump, we're not gonna stalemate here on Woody Harrelson.
Another one I probably saw once way back in the day. I remember liking it and laughing, but
So what do you think?
What do you think?
What do you think?
I enjoyed that. I don't know. I like all these movies. I like Three Billboards. I like Zombieland. I like them all, but I can't say he's the reason.
Yeah, I mean he didn't carry any of these movies.
He's even good in Hunger Games.
He is good. He's one of
those movies. They're so over the top. Like, everyone has very silly names, and it's so everyone's acting so. I don't know, but he had like a grizzled veteran.
He was
survivor. He was on a different level than everybody else in the movie. I think.
So you put out 2 picks then. I put out 2. He put out 2.
The movie that probably put him on the map was People vs. Larry Flint. That that was showing, hey, this guy can act. This guy is a star, and it's a good movie. I could pick that. I could pick Kingpin as well.
Okay.
It's
the only one that showed up on all 3 of our lists was Kingpin. Yeah. You guys could outvote me with the Larry Flint if you want, though, but I'd never have seen it, so I wouldn't vote for it. So I don't really care.
So do we go the critically acclaimed, award-winning route, or do we pick Larry Flint?
Or do we pick Larry Flint? Nice.
Yeah, so I guess it's Kingpin?
Hey, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
He was pretty good in that.
And that's what this is about, is picking what he's pretty good.
That one thing he was pretty good in.
Yeah. I want him to...
And I said, what about that movie, Kingpin?
I want him to haunt that cemetery, see his gravestone, and it says Kingpin.
He kicks it over like, what have I been doing all these years?
So it's courtesy of Ka-Pow. All right, we did it.
Yep.
So in the annals of history, in the Gray's Sports Almanac, we will inscript Woody Harrelson. I'm not even sure what his role was.
I think he was the Kingpin.
It was Roy Munson.
Hi, what's your name?
Munson? Roy E?
Seriously.
Munson. Roy E.
Glad we cleared that up.
Amateur or professional?
Professional.
Warren Pageant. Courtesy call for Warren Pageant.
Ooh, we have a problem here. Your dues are in arrears. You haven't paid them since 1979.
How much is that going to cost me?
16 years plus penalties plus interest equals $38.
Oh! Let's go. That's it. Oh. Would you be willing to hold on to this till after the tournament?
Come on, what are we going to do with the rubber hand?
The ring.
Oh, no. Okay.
So what will Eric think of that? Is
he going to be happy with that?
I don't think he had a pick, and I doubt this would be it if he did it.
If we had a request, we should have kind of aimed it.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying specifically. We were both kind of stumped. All right, let's do some movies.
Save Martha! Puny God.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn.
I'm Batman.
Kneel before Zod! On the roof!
Said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what's it gonna be, huh? Long sullen silence? Or mean comment? Go on.
You got me in a box here.
All right, we haven't talked about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet, have we?
We have not.
Okay.
I'm Rick Dalton. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Call me Marvin. Put it there. That your son?
No, that's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Last night we watched a Rick Dalton double feature. All the shooting. I love that stuff, you know, the killing.
A lot of killing.
Anybody order fried sauerkraut? Come, you Nazi bastards!
Seems this world got you down. You're feeling bad vibrations.
Are you an actor?
No, I'm a stuntman.
Girl, look at me.
So you still with Rick, huh? Still here.
You can do anything you want to him.
I
hired you to be an actor, Rick, not a TV cowboy. You're better than that.
Line?
Cut! Embarrass yourself like that in front of all those goddamn people.
All right, what's the matter, partner?
It's official, old buddy. Well, has been.
The latest Quentin Tarantino movie.
The 9th?
His 9th.
Are we going to spoil it?
Yeah, we're at the end of the show. I mean, what is there to spoil, really?
See, that's what, going into this, I was so happy. I had seen literally nothing about it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the trailer. I fast forward through the commercials. I knew who was in it, pretty much, and I knew a basic, it's set, in the 70s. It has something to do with the Manson family murder.
69, yeah.
69.
Nice.
I was waiting. Let you do that. Then we continue. Hold for nice. So anyway, I knew, and I was like, yeah, I'm going in so fresh. I don't know anything about the story. And then I watched it, and I'm like, I don't think I could have been spoiled for this movie. There's no plot to have been spoiled for you, because there's barely any plot in the movie.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, I don't think work would spoil everything. It's obviously, it has something to do with the Manson murders. And that's probably how I would explain it. This movie has something to do with the Manson murders. And I will say, I watched it 2 times now. And if I lived closer, I would watch it again this weekend, because they put it out in IMAX all of a sudden after the fact. But it's just a mood that I like. So I was very happy with it. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what I was getting, but it's just like a series of snippets and things you get to see. It's just like he got to play and make all these fake shows that Rick Dalton was in. Leonardo DiCaprio was great. Brad Pitt was great. I mean, they were just... I just enjoyed... They were... I mean, that's what... I don't know. I have no negative thing to say about it, but I did see it, like I said, two different times. The first time, I went in with that vague... I know, Sharon Tate died because of the Manson family. But I didn't know dates about it, and I didn't know details. And then after the fact, I listened to the You Must Remember This podcast. There was a series where they talked about Manson Hollywood, how he was connected to all the different stars in Hollywood and the crimes he and his people had done. And we listened to it on the way to Indianapolis, and we... it said, it went through the day of the murders and told in graphic detail everything that happened. So when I watched it the second time, and Eric was thrilled to have heard that beforehand, because he was like, I don't know that I would have enjoyed it as well if I didn't know what happened. And so it was I enjoyed it, from that perspective also.
Oh, I meant to look up that quote about the devil's business. I assume that's a direct quote from one of the followers.
Yep.
Okay. It was too specific not to be...
Yeah, the things that you think specifically happened did.
Okay.
People were where it says they were and things like... So, it was just... I got so much more out of it the second time. Some people are complaining, like, he didn't give the context. He didn't let people know what... about what happened. Like, you didn't know this. Charles Manson is very briefly in it. He hardly has a line.
That was big news. Like, oh, they're casting Charles Manson. That's the guy from Justified. Like, people are like excited to know who's going to be in this Tarantino movie, and it didn't.
I mean, he's in it for 30 seconds. He's going to be playing,
and they're can Tarantino, the master of comedic violence and over the top stuff, can he tactfully portray this cult leader and the murders that are very sensitive, true life story? Like, that wasn't what he was doing. But like people, there were think pieces for a year before this movie, wondering what the movie was going to be, and it ended up not being that.
Yeah. So the things I loved, the mood of the soundtrack. I liked. He was trying to recreate the '69 Hollywood he grew up in, where people were driving around, everyone was listening to the same song on the radio, and it wasn't necessarily a song that was nationwide. Hollywood almost had their own soundtrack that was playing at the time, and so he would collect this music from radio station recordings that had been out at that time in Hollywood. So he had songs to pick from, and just there was just the sprinkling in of the Manson stuff, the ranch and all that. And the scene where Brad Pitt goes to the ranch is great. It's tense, and the build up and all is just fantastic.
Yeah, that is definitely a standout scene for me. Yeah, I watched Tarantino. He was on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, afterwards, and half the interview was him just gushing over, we got to shut down Hollywood Boulevard for 2 nights, and I got to do this, and we put all this neon sign, and it was him just like excited about all the stuff he got to do.
Yeah,
and that's why I think that's this whole movie.
Yeah,
it's him just being excited to show people, look at all these movie posters and billboards and radio ads, and just look at all this cool stuff I found.
Yeah,
it's self-indulgent in that way of, this is all the stuff I thought was cool.
Well, this
and I'm
was
going to
for
show
him.
You. Yeah, it was just him making his dream movie, which there's nothing wrong with that. He's the director, but there just wasn't a lot to hang that on. Like I said, it's all mood, it's all style, it's all just feeling. Where his movies are, Pulp Fiction, it's plot. It's just jumping from thing to thing, and this is just sort of, I don't know where this is going. It's just sort of following. I think he called it his hangout movie, which I don't know that this.
I like this.
You want to just hang out? That's
I loved it though. Yeah. I love that idea of it, and I was ready for that mood movie of his, and it's really what I would say it is about the Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth, actor and stuntman, both kind of past their prime, and just the relationship they have, how good friends they are, and I loved that. It was so great when they all sat and watched the episode of FBI that Dalton is in, and the whole cast is watching it in their separate places. They're all gonna watch that. That's what it was. People from the ranch were gonna watch it. That was the whole joke. It's just like, it was appointment television even back then, where there was only so many things on, so everybody watched it, and them commenting on it was hilarious.
As like industry insiders,
that was a great jump. I like that jump. Just the things they said was so funny. One Chris Evangelista was one movie writer said, I want on the extras for this, like the commentary of the movie should be them in character commenting on the movie, just like they did the episode of FBI.
Yeah, I thought this was one of Brad Pitt's best performances. He just melted into this role and was perfect for it. Leonardo at times was a little bit like he was trying too hard. Like he was trying to be as cool as Brad Pitt, and he's just not.
Oh no, that's just like. But I like that.
But that's his character too. Of like But there you can see sometimes the process Leo's doing, where Brad Pitt, I bought him as this like just okay, I'm go with the flow.
There was some criticism about Sharon Tate and how she didn't have much to do. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate, and what he was doing was, because she just went. It was just like a day in the life for her. She drove around, did some errands, went to the movies, and watched her own movie. Said, "Hey, I'm in this. Can I get it free?" And loved it when people were laughing at her stuff. And it was, when you think Sharon Tate, you think she died.
Yeah.
And this movie was Sharon Tate living. You know, that was his chance to show her she's more than the girl that got killed by the Manson family.
And Margot Robbie said that she didn't have much to do, but she was wonderful. Just the facial expressions. Yeah, she just exuded something. The 60s, or I don't know, whatever zeitgeist was going on. But I liked it. But if you want me to rank my Tarantino movies, I don't know what I can put this ahead of. All his other movies are so good. I'm like, I don't know if I need to watch it a few more times or what I need to get.
This is about in the middle for me.
Because I was about the same with Inglourious Bastards. I watched it. I'm like, this was just kind of disjointed. It was just a bunch of scenes stitched together. I don't quite get what everyone's loving about this. And then the more I've seen it, the more it's grown on me. So this could be a similar thing.
Yeah, this is, I don't know exactly where it's going to land, but right now it's probably about 4th or 5th for me of his. Probably 5th. But I definitely was happy with what I got. Anytime I can get a Tarantino flick, I'm nervous. I'm hoping I'm going to like it. And I always do. And
of course, the biggest controversy was Bruce Lee has a cameo, or someone playing Bruce Lee. I don't get why people are upset. I mean, it doesn't portray him in the best light, but it doesn't. He's not a murderer or anything. Like,
he was known to be cocky because he was great. And there was some, they didn't necessarily like the way he was portrayed. I thought it was fine. I thought they were portraying that he was great. So anyway, we'll leave it there. I recommended it. If you like Tarantino movies, and I love any kind of period thing. I like seeing a different era, and I love movie soundtracks, and this one is hot. Again, when they played Jose Feliciano's version of California Dreamin', I was just like choking up. I just love those moments. Cruising around Hollywood Boulevard, listening to those good needle drops. All right.
Well, I'm going to throw an audible in real quick because I had some other notes I want to get out before it's too late.
I only hope you never lose sight of one thing. That was all started by a mouse. This is where the early planning is taking place for our so-called Disney World project.
Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
As you can see on this map, we have a perfect location in Florida. Hello, I'm Michael Eisner. We call it Epcot.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
We know what we hope to accomplish. And believe me, it's the most exciting and challenging assignment we've ever tackled at Walt Disney Production.
Fun imagination, huh?
I just want
Is
to play
it
that
any
bumper.
surprise that our longest drop is the Disney one?
I just want to play
gosh.
that. No,
then get the other drop ready. That goes right along with. Is that you're talking about this link you just sent?
Oh, yeah. No. I'm not there yet.
Are we still talking about bathrooms?
No.
Yeah, which bathroom was Perlmutter's favorite?
Oh, that I'd like to know. I don't think he's ever been in the parks.
You may have used the same bathroom.
If I used the same urinal as real life super villain,
which bathroom did you end up? Was your favorite one to go take a Perlmutter in?
Well, the same one as always. The Imagination Pavilion.
Back with the payphone?
Yeah. No. Wednesday, Hollywood Studios soon to be open Star Wars Galaxy's Edge reservation systems opened up all of a sudden with no warning. I was lucky enough that I caught it when I did, and I was able to secure my own reservations for my upcoming trip to Savi's workshop.
That's a good thing you were looking at Disney News that day.
It was a good thing.
What are the odds?
I know, really. I made 4 reservations for Savi's workshop where you build your own lightsaber, okay, at $200 a pop. And we got a lunch time for August Cantina, which is the real hot spot to get into.
Yeah, I need the Rancor Tooth Flight of Beers.
I'll get a to-go cup.
Okay.
And bring it back.
It's a to-go tooth.
Okay. Works for me. Is that the one that has it's like a flight?
Yeah. It's a flight of beers and Rancor teeth.
Yeah.
It's like $75. Yeah.
But I didn't do the Droid Depot, build your own droid
See,
thing.
now that looked pretty cool.
Well, my thought process was I need something to do on my next trip.
That's true, yeah. Okay. You can't do everything.
Right, exactly. Of course, if we haven't mentioned Rise of the Resistance, the big e-ticket, this is going to be the attraction at Galaxy's Edge. Is scheduled to open in Hollywood Studios December the 5th. I will be there on December the 7th. But they're going to open in Florida before they open in California, which was very, very strange. I also want to mention the theme park that shall not be named across the way in Orlando. Universal Studios has announced a fourth gate.
It shall be named.
It shall be named for this. But yeah, they're opening a fourth gate. They have all this land. We've been waiting on this announcement. They didn't say much more, but it's going to be called the Epic Universe Park, and which I thought, wow, that's really
epic.
Yeah, like let's just put it out there. We're not
even based on Epic's properties like Pennyworth.
Right. It's just going to be Pennyworth posters.
Yeah, that poster's going to be worth so much money.
The only thing that's pretty much been confirmed is the Nintendo Land as part of it. Rumors going around about a Universal Monsters area and probably a Fantastic Beasts, so more Harry Potter. Well,
I bet they lean more towards Harry Potter.
Well, I mean, they've already stretched it out in between two lanes and two different parks. Let's go 3 for 3.
Kids love the Wolf Man.
I know. And the other one that a lot of people are talking about is possibly some sort of How to Train Your Dragon area.
That'd be cool.
So
they do that. I think somebody needs to really go full bore with this Nintendo stuff. If they've got Nintendo, if they're the ones that own it, they can do that. People still love all that crap.
They've secured the rights. They're going to build the one in Japan first, and then come to Florida. So at least we'll have some sort of idea there, which I think that's a cool idea.
Oh man, yeah. Love Mario.
Of course, Disney D23 is coming up here at the end of the month, August 23rd through the 25th in Anaheim, California. This is Disney's convention they do every 2 years. Disney immediately on the same day put out an announcement that, hey, we're going to have a secret project announcement that's going to have their own panel in the middle of the afternoon before we do all the other panels. So there's a lot of speculation going on. Is Disney going to come back with a fifth park, which they need?
Which they need.
Let's get this done, Disney. Or is it going to be, something smaller to do with the cruise line because they just bought another private island that used to be like Pablo Escobar's island, and talking about maybe building a resort there or something like that. But I'm hoping for one of two things: either an all new park in Florida, or they announce they finally got back the Marvel rights, theme park rights from Universal, so they could do more in Florida and have cool. Full Marvel there. So
you really got some high hopes. You want an island?
That's
all you want. I want an island, a whole new park, and all of Marvel.
It's a secret project. It's big. Come on. If we're going to do a secret, we're going to do it big time.
In my brain, I'm like, maybe there's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 news. And you're like, no, island.
That's right.
I need a drug island.
That's right.
I did want to mention, I saw this evening that they announced another G.I. Joe movie. Besides the Snake Eyes.
I was going to say, I'd heard about the Snake Eyes.
And that this one was going to be an ensemble, but they were focusing on Chuckles. This is not fake.
But you're smiling as you say
it. I know, because I can't believe it. But
of all characters.
But seriously,
Chuckles? Actually, Chuckles.
Well, yeah, there's
Chuckles
some good.
Pretty great.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
He's like the Magnum PI.
Yeah. A Hawaiian shirt. So anyway, that was announced this evening.
But they just put out. Okay, Larry Hama's Real American Hero comic has been running since they restarted. Marvel ended at 155. He did 156 for IDW, and it's in like the 250s now. It's been going forever. IDW in that time has had like 8 other G.I. Joe books, and they all fail.
Yeah.
And they're all just doing it wrong.
Right.
They're all trying to be really modern or futuristic or sci-fi or put them all in black or, making them robots, teaming them up with Mask and Transformers and ROM, the Space Knight. And the new one they just did, it's like set a few years from now where Cobra has taken over, and it's all about a ragtag group of non-military people who are standing up to Cobra rule. It's like, that's not I want people in colorful costumes shooting lasers at each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's what G.I. Joe is and should be. And but the movies failed too.
We need to play the theme song for him.
Yeah. So
he played, when I went to the store the other day, he played the G.I. Joe.
I had just loaded it up on YouTube, but Seth
whatever. I think he saw me coming. That's good.
Yeah, to me, G.I. Joe's not that hard to understand, but
no
one can quite get it right. But Chuckles is a good first step.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited.
That's
it, man. Let's
get out of here and move on.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for sticking around to our next episode. I know you've been waiting with bated breath for us to continue
the next chapter of the Extreme TV theme song
podcast
bracket.
Tournament.
So part 2. Should we tell them what era?
We can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let them
Here's a
have
little
it.
teaser. If you stayed all the way to the end, found out we're going all the way back to the golden age.
Oh, the golden age of TV theme songs. I really enjoyed that episode. I'm looking forward to the next one. Hope you are too. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.